Yesterday I was at the Slut Walk, and the sluts were out. Anybody know what the Slut Walk, don't know what the Slut Walk is? Oh, you don't know, Raymond? So every year, this woman, Amber Rose, have a big parade of sluts, and they have like events, and the sluts come out half dressed and slutty and half naked and twerking, and it's like all the degenerates come out, right? And what they want to do is take the shame out of being sluts. So they don't want you to see them in that way, even though they have, they want to have sex with everybody and their daddy, and it's just a bunch of sluts and lesbians and homosexual people. Those are the sluts that are there. And it is a sight for sore eyes. It's a mess. Cesar, you were there, right? Yes, sir. That's your first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did you think?
I was a little worried, honestly, before. I thought it was going to be a true test. I'm like, oh, man, put myself in that environment, and Satan's going to give me those lustful thoughts,
Right.
But I walked home feeling really good, to be honest with you, Jesse, because none of it had any effect on me, because I saw everything for what it was.
That's right.
But the most interesting thing was me and Esteban were making it. We were talking.
Esteban and I.
And and we noticed, we were walking around and we made this observation where it's supposed to be, liberating, and these women are supposed to be free and happy, but there was just a lot of sadness in their eyes.
And that's the point I want to make.
Yeah, the energy was dark.
Yeah, it really was.
Really dark.
Joel, you and Trevor were trying to hit on this last, right?
Not true.
What were y'all doing then?
We were doing.
So I looked around at one point. He and Trevor were standing up talking to these two little cute girls, right? And they were all Mac-dadding, and the girl was going, girly. And I'm thinking, they're not supposed to be out here hitting on the girls.
No, not true.
They're like hitting on the sluts.
We were doing what you were doing in a smaller way.
What was that?
We were just talking to him about being a slut. Why do you think it's good to be a slut?
Oh, and y'all look mighty happy.
No.
But I want to just add to what Cesar said. It was a sad, sad thing, really. If you have any love in your heart, there's no way you can hate those people for being that way. You really can't. It's clear that what they're missing is love. They're missing the love of a father and a mother. And so they're in this fallen state, and they're seeking pleasure, they're seeking confirmation, approval, and they really can't help it. I interviewed, and you're going to see it next week, I hope, or the week after. I interviewed many of them, and it was sad. They don't realize it. They kind of realized it when I was interviewing them. Some of them get mad because the questions make them feel uncomfortable. And so they get mad and start screaming and run off, or they're like, I don't like your question. Because I would ask them, are you a slut? And they'll get mad with just that question like that. Because it's something about it that make them know that they're wrong, right? There was one woman out there with her daughter and son, teenage kids. And she was dressed like a slut, the mother was. And she was like, oh yeah, I teach my kids to be a slut. I have sex in front of them. I do whatever I want. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to be free to do what you want. And so I'm talking to the son and the daughter, and you can tell they're going down the wrong track. But they are sad. It's a sad, sad situation. It's so sad that you can't really laugh at them. You can laugh how silly they are, because it was a mess. You even had like these, just real fat women with nothing on. And they were saying, so I'm asking, why are you out here naked? Well, she said, like, I'm trying to overcome fat shaming. I'm like, are you serious? How you going to overcome fat shaming by getting naked and walking in the streets? If you want to overcome fat shaming, either lose the weight or hide it with big clothes. You know what I'm saying? You don't put it in the streets so people can see it. But the lady was a sad lady. It's a sad situation. And I even told them that 20 years from yesterday, they're going to look back on this and regret what they've done. Because unless they change, they're going to get worse rather than getting better. But it was a sad situation. And it reminds me that to let men know that women really need you. They need you to be men. They need you to be right men. Women need men in the same manner that men need Christ. Can you imagine what would happen if Christ was like a beta Christ? You know, he was weak and pathetic. We couldn't get back to the Father. And women, when men are weak, women go out of control. They really do, because they don't have that light. They can't look at their fathers when they're kids growing up, or their husbands, boyfriends and husbands when they're growing up. They can't see the right way to go because your light is out. And they need that order of God. They really do. And men are in a fallen state right now. And these women are going out of control. Those women did not have a good relationship with their fathers, with their mothers. And Amber Rose is just helping them to stay in hell, really, because she's in hell. Women need men. And you see how men are under attack today. And men are hated because they are sons of God. They're the Christ. Even if they're weak, they still represent that, but in a weak way. And Satan understands that, so he's using angry women, weak men to destroy men. That's what this is all about. It's a spiritual battle. It's not physical at all. And man, you need to wake up. It's okay to be a man. It really is so nice. It's not hard. It's not difficult. Matter of fact, it's easier to be a man than it is to be a beta male. Because when you're a beta male, you need approval, you need love, you need all this stuff to try to make yourself feel better. You don't need all that once you become an alpha male again. Women need men. Look how crazy the women are in the Democratic Party. They'll kill you to get what they want because they have not had fathers and good mothers to guide them, good fathers and mothers. And so they want power. They think power, power, power by any means necessary. And that's going to affect all of us if that should happen. So men need to be men. And I understand you don't know what happened. You know, you're learning how did you become so weak. But men need men. You need to stop being little boys and stop being afraid. It's okay to be white, and it's okay to be a man. It really is okay to be a man. And if you had seen yesterday, you would realize, yeah, they need good fathers. They need good husbands. They need men. Right here and then there. Okay.
No, I just wanted to add that absolutely. I was at the Slut Walk. I was sitting down and I saw this woman taking pictures at the pole with the pole.
Yes.
Right, and she had two little kids, a little girl and a little boy, probably 5 and 6, and
Yep.
she had a hat on, said "slut" or whatever, and there was a banner in the back that said "slut." So she really wanted to take a picture with the kids, and the little boy had more sense than anybody there. The whole time he was just covering his face. He felt so shameful.
Yeah.
And his mom was like lecturing him, putting his hands down to take a picture, and the little boy was just like this the whole time. And I was sitting there, and you're so right. If that woman had a strong man in her life, there's no way he would have allowed that to happen.
Yeah, the boy would not have been there.
He would not have been there.
I doubt if she would have either if she had a real man in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of kids, not a lot, but many kids out there yesterday seeing all that. Because Satan wanted to kill your soul. He wanted it as early as possible in life. Yes, sir.
So
You were there early, huh?
I got there way too early.
Yeah, you got there at 9 a.m. He got there so early, he saw the first slut come in.
Yeah, it was weird.
He was the only guy there to watch all the other sluts coming in.
And setting up the booths.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things I noticed, though, when I got there early, like people, I mean, when you're in there, they don't really think of you as any different. I'm glad I didn't wear my hat, so, you know. But I was sitting down and I was listening, I guess, kind of these two girls were talking next to me, and they were talking exactly about what you're talking about right now. One of them had stated how in her relationship she was just so disappointed.
Yes.
She was like, I don't want to take care of my boyfriend. It's just too much. It's too much emotions. Like, how am I supposed to take care of myself? And so it made complete sense what you're talking about. And I was able to just kind of observe quietly without trying to interrupt, and just, I heard them, and I was like, wow, this is everything that you've said is just so true. And they're talking about it, and they don't even know that something's wrong, or they do know something's wrong, but they put themselves in this situation of the slut walk or whatever to kind of either get rid of that and kind of immerse themselves in something else to distract them from.
It's the same
real
as
problem.
smoking pot or drinking or anything. You're trying to find something to make you feel better because you have so much conflict and you're so unhappy. So, I'll join the sluts.
Exactly.
So that's what's happening with that. They want to hang out with people who agree with them so they can feel better about being wrong. It's so amazing.
It was amazing, and it was sad because, just being able to see her talking about it, and I wanted to say something, but...
But what? You were scared.
No, I wasn't.
Beta! No, I'm kidding. There's a proper time to. A time when to and a time not to.
I didn't want to get attacked.
You didn't want what?
Get attacked.
Beta! What do you mean by that? They were attacking me like 90 going north yesterday.
I thought you guys
were... Oh, my God.
I thought you guys were going to get in, so I didn't pay for my ticket, so... If I got kicked out, I wouldn't have been able to go back in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something. Oh, there was one white woman there, and I don't know what her problem was. She came over to me. I was doing an interview with someone. She came over and just stood there, and she said, F you. And then she ran away. And then she just started walking around me. I was like, what is this white woman up to? And then I was like, come here, I want to talk to you. I wanted to find out why she's tripping, right? But she wouldn't come close enough to talk to me. She just surrounded me. But she was so angry. And then I would call all kind of names, but there were people who liked me as well, but it was a mess. But I have thanks to God, I have no fear of that, I watch my back. I have people around me to watch my back. But I don't have fear. You can't be afraid when that kind of opportunity comes.
Yeah. I think that, and as you say it today, and you're saying that opportunities present itself.
They present themselves.
I think that was a perfect moment that I had missed.
Yeah. So you're sitting there, you're hearing this, and you see that they want to know, want to understand. Just tell them and then leave it alone. But Satan talked you out of it. Like, you're going to get thrown out, you're going to get beat up. But being thrown out is worth giving it that kind of information to two people.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was this fat slut there. And I say she's fat because she said she was trying to take the shame out of her. Body shaming or something, right? But the fat slut, I was sitting down. I need to show you. And you're going to see this on the video, I think. So I'm sitting there talking to these other ladies around me. And the fat slut came and sat on my lap. And she was so big, you couldn't even see me anymore. And then when the fat slut sat on me, some more, a lesbian slut sat on me, and two just sluts sat on, regular sluts. And they were like, go off on them, tell them this. But I was kind to them. And then one of them started asking me things about, well, what do you think the problem is, And I explained to her they needed love. They needed to love their fathers and mothers. And she was like, you think it's just that? It's not slavery. It's not what black, I said, no, you need to love your parents. And you could see that it kind of sparked them to think just a little bit about that. So when those opportunities come, I was nice to the sluts. It was fun. And then they were twerking me. You know what I mean? Brenda, you're going to love this one. So these two big butt sluts. So I'm sitting there doing an interview, right? And they came and sandwiched me in. and they were twerking me. They were laughing and taking pictures. The bodyguards laughing and taking pictures while the two big butt women twerking me. Isn't that something? They are having fun. But what I noticed is if you don't judge them, they'll be nice to you a little bit because they don't feel that resentment coming from you. And then you can really communicate with them when they don't feel you judging them. You know, and so we got to stop judging. And judgment, non-judgment doesn't mean that you're accepting it. It's just you're not hating it. And we have no right to hate anyone. None of us. That make sense? All right. Let me take one more question here or comment, and then I have something to share, and we're going to be done. Are you having fun? Oh, yeah, I forgot about you, James. In the hat right there behind you.
Yeah,
so you're from Georgia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Atlanta. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say
you were at the Slut Walk.
Yeah, and I found out why I was there.
You don't have your own Slut Walk in Georgia?
We used to have a Freaknik back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Right.
They tried to bring it back too. It would, yeah, it was still bad, but it wasn't as worse as it used to be.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't know what I was there for. It was I thought I was at an interview, and I was like, why am I doing that? That's Jesse's thing. And then I went ahead and did it anyway. I started to do it anyway. And just like you said, they need love. So that's what I went there with. I just wanted to approach them with love.
Yeah.
So I got a weird response for everybody who I attempted to interview, but everybody said no. And
oh, no one allowed you to interview them?
Yeah, they all said no. So it was weird when I started to, like, I approached them with love, so they accepted it. But then they just started to question it, and then I guess it was because I had this on. You know, I still haven't been home yet, but
you have on Pray
Harder. And I don't know if it just looks
weird. So you think the Slut's going to let you interview them with this big prayer sign on?
Right. I think that's that may be what made it weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was so strange because like literally every single person, it was the same reaction. If it was multiple people, because I didn't do one-on-ones, it was somebody who was like, yeah, let's do it, but then the other people were like, no. And then when they're like, no, it's like, oh yeah, well no, they said no, so no. And I'm like, they're easily swayed, even if they know what's right, or if they want to do something that's something else, or if they feel something else, somebody can just sway them a different way. But yeah, I'm glad.
They definitely need the love of Father. That's what's missing, folks. If those men and women had love, they would not be down there sledding. Because they would have character, they would know it's embarrassed to be that way, you know. Nothing I should be proud of and stuff like that. Let me take a question from James, and then I got to wind down here.
Okay.
You have not lived until you've gone to a slut walk.
Moxie girl,